So, sitting in my studio. It's kind of the daylight. I recently, I just woke up. Let's start there. I just woke up. My schedule has been really off lately. I have, I do this from time to time, where I will, be up all night and be up all night and be up all night and be going to sleep when the sun rises, right? And then waking up when the sun sets. I'll be doing that forever. And then suddenly I'll be like, I need the sun. I need to see what's going on in the world. And then I'll start the arduous process of kind of flipping my schedule. And so, it's almost 9 now, but I woke up at 6 this morning. And I'm normally a super night person, and waking up at 6 a.m. is rough, but I'd really like to be able to kind of normalize for a while. I think part of the reason I like to stay up all night is because there's less noise. LA's great, but it's really noisy all the time. I'm in the center of the city. I'm in K-Town, and not that it really affects me too much, but it just, when there's a lot of noise, it's easier for me to get distracted. And, so you know that I'm really working, when I'm really serious about working and getting shit done when I'm up all night and sleep during the day, because I don't want to be distracted. I want to get my stuff together and get it done. But at the same time, it's hell on me, because while I'm a night person, I'm also like totally solar powered, which is part of part of the reason why LA is so good for me. Is because there's great weather all the time, right? Don't get me wrong, I love Portland, and I actually, I gotta tell you, it's funny, being in LA, I've actually come to miss the rain. It's such a weird, it's hot all the time. The rain is so refreshing, it's like, the air molecules condense, it's cooler, and it feels so refreshing. The sun is totally energizing, though. So, anyway, that's me on a roller coaster, kind of trying to get back into a daytime schedule. I've always had trouble sleeping, one way or another. So, right now, Pig and I are like, two passing ships in the night. He's asleep right now. In fact, he went to sleep around 6 a.m., or he went to bed around 6 a.m., and I woke up around 6 a.m. I got up around 7. I was going to try and sleep for another hour, but no dice. Yeah, I got out of bed around 7. Anyway, enough of that. The point is, I guess, is there a point? Does there need to be a point? I don't know, there needs to be a point. But I just finished my part of the Star Wars uncut clip. And I finally drew everything out and put it all together. I think that Pig and I learned a lot for doing quill and ink about paper puppets, what they're good for. Because you really got to work with the medium. When you're doing stop motion animation specifically, you really have to kind of work with what they're best at. And, trying to force these puppets and these sets to do stuff that they don't do, you only end up with a mess, right? So you really gotta go with it. And so this time around, when we did the Star Wars uncut clip, we realized, realized what paper puppets were really good for. With quill and ink, it was more like, oh, let's just do stuff and see what happens, which I think is like one of the best ways to start stop motion, is you just dive in and see what works and what doesn't, but be open to the fact that some things may work and some things may not, right? And that's how you learn, right? And so we just dove in with paper puppets. We've never used them before, and so this time when we did them, we did more poses, very kind of these anime poses, with a lot less moving parts. Because, me, I'm like, oh, let's put all sorts of crazy moving pieces together, and they're getting up with these teeny tiny, like, paper pieces that, Remember, we tried to do replacement heads for Luke when he was doing for the lip syncing, and that turned out not to look as good. It was easier in a lot of ways, but it didn't look as good as just cutting out the mouths and doing paper mouths on top of the same head. And well, you know, the paper mouths were just teeny. They're just teeny. I mean, great. Pig had to use tweezers to place them, tweezers and sticky wax to place them. And I would never have been able to do it. I don't have the patience for that type of stuff. But they were just like minuscule, teeny tiny, and they look great. Of course, Greg, he's a great animator, so that helps. That helps a lot. But really, it was just kind of. It was crazy, these teeny tiny mouths for lip syncing. Anyway, I mean, it comes down to it. It looks pretty good. We have one more shot to finish up. I think Greg's going to do that tonight. My puppets are done. My parts are complete, and I'm glad. I'm tired. I can start doing. It's my brother. I can start having my days back. There's some things I want to accomplish. Just for the business in general. We're working on a couple things. One, we would like to get, I don't know that's going to happen, but we're aiming for getting both Destroyer and Nothing at All out before the end of this year, which is not that far away. It's only a couple months. So it's only a couple months away. The other thing that we're trying to get started is a Dirty Pig app for Portland Pig Studios. So, I mean, we don't expect anything to come of it per se, but you never know. Something may happen, and that would be kind of cool. It would be fun just to have the experience. I mean, that's pretty much what we do. We just, as animators, I mean, I guess it's not a very good business model, but, I mean, really, does it really matter if it's a good business model if you're enjoying yourself? I guess not. I mean, it's nice to be able to eat, but, you know, when you're a starving artist, you're a starving artist. You kind of you do what you have to do to get by. I mean, our business model basically is you do what you love. You try things. I mean, we're exploring the medium of stop motion in every capacity that we can think of. Both of us. We're mixing it with Flash. We're mixing it with paper. We're doing 3D puppets. We're making giant puppets. We make small puppets. We're mixing it with interactive media. We're just, you know, we're mixing it with art. We're doing a fusion, and it's just it's just because we're naturally curious. Both Greg and I are very curious, and we're interested to try. You know, they're a series of tests basically to see what works best. And I think, you know, I'm pretty sure that what's going to happen is when we finally get to the point where we figured out the perfect way for us to do stop motion and like the best way we know how, we'll get bored and move on with something else. That's kind of how we operate.